Imagine walking through the vast, untamed lands of prehistoric Australia, only to realize you're not at the top of the food chain. Millions of years ago, this land was ruled by colossal predators, creatures so powerful they shaped entire ecosystems. But how do we know they existed? What secrets do their fossils hold? Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the deadliest creatures that once ruled prehistoric Australia. Through scientific discoveries, fossil analysis, and expert interpretations, we'll reconstruct their world and understand the role they played in shaping life as we know it. From towering lizards to marsupial lions with bone-crushing bites, each predator had unique adaptations that made them apex hunters. Their fossils tell a fascinating story, one of survival, dominance, and eventually extinction. Stay with us as we explore these terrifying yet mesmerizing creatures, revealing the evidence left behind in the sands of time. To truly understand the predators that ruled prehistoric Australia, we first need to step into their world. Unlike today's arid landscapes and sprawling eucalyptus forests, ancient Australia was a vastly different place. Over millions of years, shifting climates and evolving ecosystems created the perfect conditions for some of the deadliest creatures the world has ever seen. During the Pleistocene Epoch, which lasted from about 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago, much of Australia was covered in lush forests, expansive grasslands, and sprawling wetlands. Rivers carved through the terrain, sustaining a diverse array of wildlife. However, as the Ice Age progressed, the continent became increasingly dry, gradually transforming into the arid environment we recognize today. This ancient land was home to megafauna, giant versions of modern animals. While enormous herbivores roamed freely, they were constantly hunted by specialized predators that had evolved to dominate their environment. From massive monitor lizards to marsupial carnivores, these creatures thrived in an ecosystem where survival depended on strength, speed, and adaptation. Fossils found in regions like Lake Cabana, Riversley, and Narra caves reveal crucial details about this lost world. They tell us about climate shifts, extinction events, and how these apex predators shaped the balance of their ecosystems. By piecing together this prehistoric puzzle, scientists have uncovered a world unlike anything seen today. A land ruled by powerful and terrifying hunters. How do we know what prehistoric creatures looked like, how they behaved, or even how they hunted? The answer lies beneath our feet: fossils. These preserved remains and imprints serve as nature's time capsules, allowing scientists to piece together the ancient world of Australia's most fearsome predators. Fossils come in many forms: bones, teeth, footprints, and even fossilized feces, coprolites. Each discovery provides a crucial clue. For instance, fossilized jaws of the thylacoleo, marsupial lion, reveal immense bite strength, while the preserved tracks of the quincana, prehistoric crocodile, suggest it was an agile land-based hunter. By analyzing these remnants, paleontologists reconstruct not just the anatomy of these creatures, but also their behavior and interactions with the environment. Advanced techniques like radiometric dating help determine the age of fossils, while CT scans and 3D modeling allow scientists to digitally reconstruct skeletons and even simulate movement. This technology has revolutionized our understanding of these apex predators, painting a clearer picture of how they lived and why they eventually disappeared. But fossils do more than tell us about the past. They also help predict the future. By studying prehistoric extinctions, scientists can identify patterns that warn us about modern ecological threats. Each fossil uncovered is a piece of a grand puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding the rise and fall of Australia's deadliest creatures. Among the deadliest predators to ever roam prehistoric Australia, one reptile stood above the rest: Megalania, Varanus priscus. This giant monitor lizard estimated to have reached up to 7 meters, 23 feet in length, and weighing over 600 kilograms, 1,300 pounds, was the largest terrestrial lizard to ever exist. It was a true apex predator, dominating the landscapes of the late Pleistocene era. Megalania belonged to the Varanidae family, the same group as modern monitor lizards and the Komodo dragon. However, what made this reptile so terrifying was its combination of size, power, and venom. Studies suggest that, like its Komodo relatives, Megalania may have been venomous, using toxins to slow down and weaken its prey. Fossilized teeth show serrated edges, perfect for slicing through flesh while delivering a devastating bite. Its prey likely included giant marsupials, such as Diprotodon, as well as other megafauna that roamed ancient Australia. Megalania was an ambush predator, relying on its powerful limbs and muscular tail to lunge at unsuspecting targets. Unlike crocodiles, which dominate water-based ambush tactics, this giant lizard stalked its prey across dry plains and open forests, using camouflage and patience to secure its next meal. One of the biggest questions surrounding Megalania is how and why it went extinct. Some theories suggest that climate change and the drying of Australia's environment reduced its food sources. Others argue that early humans, arriving on the continent around 50,000 years ago, may have contributed to its decline, either through direct hunting or by depleting the populations of its primary prey. Today, the only evidence of Megalania's existence lies in the fossilized bones, teeth, and trackways left behind. However, its legacy endures as one of the most formidable predators in Australia's prehistoric history. Scientists continue to study its remains, searching for answers about its lifestyle, hunting strategies, and eventual disappearance. Was Megalania the undisputed ruler of ancient Australia? Perhaps, but it certainly wasn't the only predator staking its claim. Next, we dive into a very different kind of hunter, one unlike anything alive today. If Megalania was Australia's most terrifying reptilian predator, Thylacoleo carnifex, the marsupial lion, was its most formidable mammalian hunter. Unlike modern big cats, this predator belonged to the Diprotodontia order, making it more closely related to wombats and koalas than lions or tigers. However, don't be fooled by its marsupial lineage. Thylacoleo was a true apex predator, perfectly adapted to overpower its prey. Growing up to 1.5 meters, 5 feet in length, and weighing around 100 to 130 kilograms, 220 to 285 pounds. Thylacoleo wasn't the largest predator in prehistoric Australia, but it was one of the most efficient. Fossil analysis reveals that it possessed one of the strongest bite forces relative to body size of any known mammal. Its enlarged blade-like premolars acted like shearing knives, capable of slicing through flesh and bone with ease. Unlike traditional carnivores, Thylacoleo had opposable thumbs with retractable claws, an extremely rare trait among mammals. These massive, curved claws made it an expert climber and ambush predator, possibly allowing it to leap down onto prey from trees or rocky ledges. It likely hunted large herbivores, such as Diprotodon, the largest known marsupial, and giant flightless birds. Paleontologists have discovered cave engravings and fossil evidence suggesting that early humans encountered this deadly predator. Some Aboriginal rock art may depict Thylacoleo, indicating that it survived long enough to coexist with the first people arriving in Australia. So what led to its extinction? Theories include climate change, reducing prey availability, and competition with early human hunters, who may have hunted the same megafauna that Thylacoleo relied on. As the Ice Age progressed and Australia became drier, its specialized hunting techniques may have become less effective, leading to its decline. Despite vanishing thousands of years ago, Thylacoleo's legacy remains. Scientists continue to study its fossils, uncovering more about how this marsupial apex predator ruled Australia's prehistoric landscapes. But Thylacoleo wasn't the only land-based hunter. Some predators thrived both in water and on land. Next, we'll meet one of the most unique crocodilian species to ever exist, Quincana, the terrestrial crocodile. When we think of crocodiles, we often picture aquatic ambush predators, lurking beneath the water's surface, waiting to strike. But in prehistoric Australia, one species of crocodile defied expectations, Quincana, a terrifying, fully terrestrial hunter that ruled the land for millions of years. Unlike modern crocodiles, which rely on stealth in the water, Quincana was built for speed and endurance on land. It had long legs, allowing it to chase down prey rather than rely on ambush tactics. Fossil evidence suggests it grew up to 6 meters, 20 feet in length, making it one of the largest land predators of its time. One of its most fearsome adaptations was its serrated, curved teeth, which were perfectly designed for slicing through flesh. Unlike the conical teeth of modern crocodiles, which are better suited for gripping prey in water, Quincana's teeth suggest it was an active predator, capable of taking down large animals on dry land. Fossils of Quincana have been discovered in various parts of Australia, particularly in Queensland, where paleontologists have reconstructed its hunting strategies. It likely preyed on marsupial megafauna, ambushing them from dense vegetation before delivering a fatal bite. So why did Quincana go extinct? As the Ice Age progressed, Australia became drier, and large prey populations dwindled. At the same time, modern crocodiles, better suited for aquatic environments, began to dominate, eventually outcompeting their terrestrial relatives. Though Quincana disappeared, its fossils serve as a reminder that not all crocodiles were confined to the water. It was a unique evolutionary experiment, one that thrived for millions of years before vanishing forever. Next, we dive into another slithering nightmare. Wanambi, the prehistoric giant snake that once stalked Australia's ancient landscapes. Deep in the prehistoric wilderness of Australia, a silent and deadly predator slithered through the undergrowth. Wanambi, a massive, non-venomous snake that ruled its domain with stealth and brute force. Unlike modern pythons, Wanambi belonged to an ancient group of snakes called madsoids, which thrived for millions of years before mysteriously disappearing. Fossil evidence suggests that Wanambi could grow up to 6 meters, 20 feet long, making it one of the largest snakes to have ever lived in Australia. Unlike today's snakes, which are highly specialized, Wanambi's lineage dated back to the time of the dinosaurs, meaning it had adapted to various changing environments over millions of years. As an ambush predator, Wanambi relied on camouflage and patience to capture its prey. It likely hunted near water sources or dense forests, waiting for unsuspecting animals to pass by. With powerful constriction, it would coil around its prey, possibly large marsupials or birds, squeezing until the animal could no longer breathe. Unlike venomous snakes, Wanambi didn't rely on toxins. Instead, its sheer strength ensured a quick and deadly capture. Fossils of Wanambi have been uncovered in South Australia's Narra caves, where its remains paint a vivid picture of an ecosystem once dominated by megafauna and reptilian predators. However, as the climate changed and Australia became increasingly arid, Wanambi's prey sources may have dwindled, leading to its extinction. Though long gone, Wanambi's existence reshaped what we know about ancient snake evolution. It proves that Australia's prehistoric world was once home to some of the most fearsome, diverse, and unique predators ever to exist. Next, we'll explore a predator that ruled the skies. Bullock ornis, the demon duck of doom. The reign of Australia's terrifying super predators was not eternal. As the Ice Age drew to a close, several factors combined to bring about the decline and eventual extinction of these once dominant creatures. The changing climate, the arrival of humans, and the disappearance of key prey species played crucial roles in this dramatic shift. At the start of the Pleistocene, Australia's climate was far more temperate and supported a rich diversity of megafauna. Massive herbivores such as Diprotodon, giant wombats, Gignornis, large flightless birds, and Megalania. These creatures formed the primary food source for many of the apex predators, including Thylacoleo and Quincana. But as the climate began to warm and become drier, the lush habitats that supported these massive animals shrank, forcing the herbivores to move or adapt. Simultaneously, humans began migrating to Australia around 50,000 years ago. Early humans brought with them hunting tools and new strategies, which allowed them to effectively hunt megafauna. Some scientists speculate that human hunting pressure contributed significantly to the extinction of these large animals, indirectly causing the predators that relied on them to disappear. With the loss of megafauna and the changing climate, many super predators found it increasingly difficult to survive. Species that had once thrived on abundant prey were now forced into competition with each other and with humans. For some, like Megalania, this competition proved fatal, while others, such as Thylacoleo, simply couldn't adapt quickly enough to the new environmental pressures. The collapse of these ecosystems marks the end of an era, one in which Australia's super predators ruled with unrivaled power. However, their legacy remains in the fossil record, providing invaluable insights into prehistoric ecosystems and the forces that shape them. Next, we'll explore the scientific legacy of these discoveries and how they help us understand extinction patterns across the globe. The fossils of Australia's prehistoric super predators serve more than just as a glimpse into a lost world. They have become key to understanding evolutionary biology, extinction patterns, and how ecosystems respond to dramatic environmental shifts. These discoveries shape not only our knowledge of ancient creatures, but also how we study biodiversity and extinction today. By examining the fossils of creatures like Megalania, Thylacoleo, and Quincana, scientists have been able to identify key trends in adaptation and survival. These predators evolved specific traits, size, strength, and hunting strategies that allowed them to dominate their environments. Studying these traits offers valuable insights into the pressures that shape all life forms, whether they lived millions of years ago or are alive today. Moreover, the extinction of these apex predators has raised questions about the future of modern ecosystems. What caused the megafauna to disappear? And can these patterns inform us about current species at risk of extinction? By studying the fossilized remains of these creatures, scientists can better understand the causes and consequences of extinction and how human activity and climate change impact vulnerable species in our time. Fossils also provide a tangible link between past and present, allowing researchers to trace how ecosystems evolve in response to climatic and environmental changes. As we face current biodiversity crises, these prehistoric studies give us tools to protect what remains and help prevent future extinctions. In the next chapter, we'll explore how modern-day Australia still holds fascinating clues to its ancient past. Though the super predators that once ruled ancient Australia have long since disappeared, their legacy continues to shape the continent's environment and scientific research today. The discoveries of their fossils have left an indelible mark on both our understanding of prehistoric life and how we approach conservation efforts in the modern world. Modern Australia may no longer be home to the giant creatures that once roamed its land, but their influence is still evident. For example, the marsupial lions like Thylacoleo may have inspired the evolution of some of Australia's current apex predators, such as the Tasmanian devil and dingo. These animals still embody many of the traits that allowed their prehistoric counterparts to thrive: adaptability, strength, and hunting prowess. In addition to influencing today's animal life, the fossil record of these ancient creatures also has a profound impact on the scientific community.